through long term. This is only, I would say this kit's probably 72 hours, and then you really want to be rescued by that point. But anyway, that is an excellent torch to have in there. It's nice and small, it's nice and light, it's good quality, and it does what it says it does on the tin, which is, I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff, and that's why it's in there. And of course, with the knives, we need a sharpened stone. I have this one. I don't suppose one's any better than the other over it, but I have this one. Also have the Falkniven DC3 and the DC4, all of which fit in here, but for this one I tend to carry this one. And I think that's all that's in this compartment. So moving on, again, whistle, no brainer, Fox 40 whistle, absolutely fantastic little bit of survival gear. Once you find yourself in that situation, it simply would go round on that lanyard along with my neck knife, so I can get to that nice and quickly. Here I have some heavy duty needles inside. Again, you can see a few of them just popping out there. There is a large one with a large eye, and I would use that with some fishing line to make any repairs that I had to different bits and pieces, and I'll show you the fishing line in a minute. Always carry a bit of 550 paracord. Again, this is the proper stuff, so it's got the individual strands inside, which is more than useful. You can whittle that down. Paracord is an excellent thing to carry. In a survival situation, I would be looking to look at an A-frame shelter, and that shelter really just requires a little bit of cordage on the initial apex of the A-frame just to hold it together. The rest can be quite easily filled in with what you can find round about in the woods. So that's why that's in there. I'm not sure, that's probably about, I think it's probably about 6 or 7 feet of paracord there, so it's not a huge amount, but it'll certainly let me get cracked on with building that A-frame shelter, and that's what that would be my recommended shelter. And perhaps once I'm back to full strength, I'll get out and show you one of those A-frame shelters. Next up, I have a NATO button compass. I've put it in an old contact lens case because there is a lot of metal and things in there, so I want to try and pad it as much as I can. And this is the button compass. It's on a sapphire pendulum. You're not going to get any bubbles or anything in there at all. It's an absolutely fantastic compass. It's quite hard to find, and for those in the military, it was basically initially designed so you could swallow it. You know, but we're past those days now, hopefully, or most of us has, and that's why I use that compass. And there's also a little bit of cotton wool in there which would serve. It stops the compass from rattling around, and it also serves in firelight needs. So that's my compass, and this is extremely accurate compass. I love it, I really do, I really love it. In the back sleeve here I have a small first aid kit. There is other items in there, but this is just a convenient little pouch to put things in. And here I have my roll of fishing line, and I'm hoping to put one in. I've just ordered some Spectra thread, and that's going to be coming soon, and I'm going to put another one of these. I can fit 2 in there. I've tried it, and I'm going to put one of Spectra thread in there as well, so that serves the fishing line and thread. The fishing line needs fishing hooks and weights. There's some in there, some weights in there as well, swivels, etc. It's not a comprehensive fishing kit, but again, we're just looking for putting out some lines at night with some bait on them at the side of the loch or the river, etc., and hopefully we can get a bit of a bite and get a fish for ourselves. Next up I have a condom, which is an excellent water bag. It'll hold about a litre of water, and in connection with that, in here I do have somewhere, I'll find it, it's in there somewhere. Here I have some cotton wool with Vaseline. Again, this is to get an initial fire going. Once I've got a fire going, then I can start looking around for natural tinders and dry them out at the campfire to best prepare them for future fire lighting. But initially this works really well in connection with a fire steel, and that is certainly enough to get a fire going, no problem, as long as we do the preparation first. I have some duct tape, which again is excellent for some field repairs, etc. We can use that for all sorts of things, and even worst case scenario, that can cover a blister up and stop it from getting worse than what it is, and sort of you can pop it with one of those needles and then tape it up. That works quite well. I have a aluminium foil dish in here. Now I'm going to open this up, and once I've opened it up to show you what I mean, it's probably I've already ruined it. You can fashion this into some kind of dish to sterilise water in on a campfire if should you need to, but the trouble with folding them up is they then get little holes in the corner, and then obviously that's going to drain your water away, so it really doesn't become much use then. But it is possible to, I've tried it, you can put a pigeon breast in these, or a chicken breast, or some small piece of game. You can put it in there, wrap it up, throw it in the fire, and that's going to cook it. It's going to retain the juices and what have you in there, rather than putting it on like a spit and then all the juices are going to come out, all the fats, etc. You really want to try and keep a hold of them in a survival situation, so it can simply be wrapped, put in there, thrown into the embers of a fire and cook a meal. Can boil water, so you know, it can be, you could use it in connection, you could fashion it into a sort of more of a cup, and then you could sort of use the snare wire here to put small bail on it and hang it over your fire to boil your water. But this is a sort of, it's a quick fix, it's used once and then it's useless. But for all the room it takes up, you might as well have it in there. It's not a bad idea. Have tinkered around with it, I've had not bad success, but again, it's better than nothing, so it fits in there, so why not? I then have a mirror here for signalling purposes. Again, I've not went for the helograph type with the hole in the middle because of the thickness of them. I've tried to keep it down. This is a nice thin one and it's unbreakable, so that's the reason why it's in there. No preference there on a mirror, but it's quite a large surface area, and that would be good to attract attention to yourself in a survival situation. And then here's the thing I've been looking for. Here's some or rather purification tablets, which again I could use with the condom. Simply fill that up, pop a sterilising tablet in, and then it's good to go. Once it's been sterilised, then you can drink it. So that is really a last ditch method after the filter had run out. And that's all that's in there. So in that pack we've kind of, if you think about it, we have actually kind of covered a few of the basic needs. We've got illumination, we've got navigation, we have food with the fishing line, fishing hooks, we have rescue tools, we have a whistle, we have a signal mirror, we have the torch again, we have a couple of knives, we have a bag to hold water. There's lots of things in there that's hopefully going to get you out of trouble on, or indeed in a survival situation. And what I would recommend, that if you do make up a pouch like this, then I would highly recommend that you do some kind of training with this stuff. Just when you're out and you're doing your normal camping, make sure that you know how to light a fire first time with just a small amount of cotton wool, Vaseline and a fire steel. Try it in the pouring rain and make yourself proficient and confident in its use. Again, just try various things and try and say, well, if I was in that situation, what? Okay guys, well I guess I'm just going to wrap this video up here. You've seen everything that's been in this mini organiser pouch. It's a fantastic bit of kit. I have indeed ordered the even smaller one of this, and it'll be interesting to see what I can do with that. But until then, like I said earlier, I'm going to be sort of tabletop bound for the next few reviews anyway. So once again, thanks very much for watching, and hope to see you all soon. Thank you.